Axed data scientist sues IBM claiming he was discriminated against as a man. This is how you win. When the racists and the sexists cause you your job to hire some quota hires to fill positions, you sue them for discrimination because that's literally what just happened. If there's 10 people in your department and suddenly half of your department needs to be diverse, aka non-male, non-white, non-straight, and you are one of the 5 that gets fired and replaced by some alphabet soup person, clearly you were discriminated against for your race, sex, sexual orientation. Make them pay. I'm still waiting for my chance. Like, dude, if anyone out there wants to cancel me, I would gladly be canceled if that meant I could sue the company and get enough money to retire. Yeah, dude, cancel me all you want. Just make sure I never have to work again, and I'll gladly be canceled. I'll volunteer to be canceled. It says he wasn't given leave options available to women colleagues. Oh, yes, there's going to be some paternity leave questions in here. Now, Michael Stickler, former IBM data scientist, has sued Big Blue for gender discrimination and retaliation after he complained that he was not being offered the same family leave options available to his women's colleagues. In March, current year -1, according to the complaint, Stickler's fiance, 7-year-old son, came to live with the couple, and Stickler asked to take a week off using earned vacation time to get to know his soon-to-be stepson, but his supervisor refused to allow him to take the vacation. The following month, his fiancée became severely ill and required significant medical attention to the point that she could no longer care for her child. Oh, so he had to take time off to take care of his wife's son. No, Stickler was working from home in New York at the time and found it difficult to care for his ailing fiancée and her son home from school due to the pandemic while managing his work responsibilities. When he raised the issue to his team lead, he was told he could request time off under IBM's personal time off program, which provides 10 days of paid time off to deal with personal matters. Stickler spoke to his supervisor about his need to take the time off intermittently, and she allowed him to take 5 days as personal time off. He used those over the course of 8 weeks, the complaint alleges, and in June of current year -1, his fiancée was hospitalized. So Stickler again needed leave to take his fiancée to the doctor and to care for the child. And when he asked for additional time off, he was granted 5 more days. All right, so that's 10 total. Stickler contends his manager could have, but didn't offer him time off under IBM's emergency paid care leave program, which offers up to 20 days of paid leave to care for a child who is home for any Chronocan-related reason under a New York's paid family leave program. That's because he wasn't a whammons. He should have identified as one. Because, yeah, man, when guys are denied leave that women are just given, whoa, dude, this is a sexism case. Open and shut sexism case right here. His manager, the complaint says, did not offer Stickler the time off under any of these programs, which are regularly offered to IBM's female employees. Instead, she told the plaintiff that he could make an unpaid leave of absence for 6 months to a year with no guarantee he would have a job at the end of the leave. Could you imagine what would happen if they did that to a woman? Dude, they would be sued into oblivion. What's this? They're being sued for this too? Great, this is equality. His manager, it's also claimed, misinformed him that he could take leave under the Take Family Medical Leave Act, but it would have to be 12 consecutive weeks of unpaid leave. Stickler responded by complaining to a supervisor that he was not being offered the same leave options to care for his family as his women's colleagues. In particular, Stickler pointed out that one of his female colleagues was given at least 20 days of paid intermittent leave to care for her child because her babysitter had quit, the complaint says. The same colleague was also permitted to work a flexible schedule to accommodate her family's needs. So I'm going to have a hot take right here. Yes, this is blatant discrimination, but I could predict a reason for this. This guy was probably vital to some major project. He was vital. He had to be there. Like, he was needed at the job, and like the team needed him, the company needed him. The diversity hire with the bloat job, on the other hand, they wouldn't even notice if she was gone. Maybe that's the situation here. Maybe that's why some people have a much easier time getting vacation than others. Fuck, maybe they wanted them gone so they can actually get productive work done. It all makes sense if you've actually worked in an environment like this long enough. Yeah, and I will say, full disclosure, as a code monkey, I very rarely take vacations myself just because no one does my work for me when I'm gone. If I take a week off work, I'll have to do 2 weeks worth of work the following week when I come back because the projects I was on still have to get done. No one picked up the slack for me. The dreaded PIP. Oh, is that the performance improvement plan? Oh my God. I remember that when I worked at the defense contractor. Oh, so they call it a performance improvement plan where, oh yeah, you're not performing up to standard. We're going to put you in this program to get you working better. What it really is they're telling you they're about to fire you. And they're only putting you in this performance improvement program they don't have to justify firing you. So they already want to get rid of you. So they put you into this so that if the question of why you were fired ever comes up, they could say it was for poor performance. Like, oh yeah, look, we had to get rid of him. He was underperforming. Look, he was even in the performance improvement plan for like 6 months and he didn't get any better. So we had to fire him. That's why this plan exists. It's not there to actually give you a chance to improve if you're having problems. It's there so that they can legally get rid of you without repercussions. This happened to one of my best friends, but he was smart enough to see it coming. The moment they put him into the plan, he just quit. He's like, I'm not playing these games with you. I'm out of here. Other people, like they take this opportunity to milk it. Like if I knew that my employer was getting ready to fire me in the next few months, I'd just show up and be like Wally basically. I'd just be drawing a paycheck and not even doing anything. If I know they're about to get rid of me anyway, I may as well milk paychecks. But that guy, he actually had another job already lined up anyway, so he didn't care. Like he saw the writing on the wall before they even put him on the plan. But he seriously, as soon as they put him on it, he just quit. It's like, don't worry about it. I quit. Don't worry. So a week after raising the issue, Stickler's supervisor put him on a performance improvement plan, or PIP, that gave him 8 weeks to submit a report on the performance of an algorithm in an IBM product. He did so and was told he would still have to meet with the supervisor on a weekly basis. Thereafter, he was assigned to a new project. The court filing contends Stickler's performance on the new project was satisfactory, but he was nonetheless fired on December 15th, right before Christmas. That's when they always do it. Stickler claims he was fired in direct retaliation for his request for leave and in retaliation for complaining about the unequal access he as a male employee has to IBM's leaves policies. Thank you. This is how you make them squirm. At the very least, make them pay you a couple million in the settlement. The complaint filed last week seeks relief under the New York State human rights laws for IBM's alleged gender discrimination and retaliation. The allegations are without merit, and IBM will vigorously defend itself, a company spokesperson said in an emailed statement. I hope this guy kept receipts, because that's another thing you got to do. Make sure all communication is via something like an email, that can be traced, or recorded phone calls. The Stickler's attorney did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Good. Wendy Mussel, managing partner of law offices of Wendy Mussel and of counsel for Levy Vinnick Burrell Hyams LLP, told the Register in a phone interview that the issue of unequal application of workplace benefits is an issue that has come up recently. Earlier in the month, she said the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission issued guidance covering discrimination against caregivers. One of the areas that EEOC identified, she says, is situations such as where you have an alleged differential based on protected characteristics like sex or gender or race or national origin. Even in the prevailing law would not cover additional leave. Yeah, if your policies apply differently for men or women or by race, then these can become the basis of a successful claim, because that's literally discrimination. If you have different policies for men or women or different races, that's literal sexism and racism. Most said the EOC guidelines is timely and worth considering. In an understandable way, it shows that there's an interrelationship between leave policies and discrimination laws, said Mussel. Employers do need to look at these things. Yeah, so when they said discrimination against caregivers, so that one right there is important, because most of the time they only consider like your direct children. Because again, another one of my friends was having that issue where like his mom was like extremely sick and he had to take care of her. But the policies that like say if it was his kid that was sick, he would have been able to get some time off. But since it was his mom, he couldn't. It was fucking stupid. It's a good thing that they're fixing that because there's a lot of these like bullshit, like legal technicalities where oh no, this law only applies to children. Like if you're a caregiver for an adult, that doesn't count. Yeah, that shit has to be fixed. Absolutely.